Okay, today is lesson 15.1, and this lesson is on polygons. So what is a polygon? So a polygon is a closed figure, a closed plane figure, made up of line segments. Common polygons have names that tell the number of sides that the polygon has. And basically, when it says a plane figure, that means that it's flat. These are not three-dimensional figures, but just flat shapes. So, and they're so here's a triangle. How many sides does a triangle have? 1, 2, 3. This shape has 5 sides, so we call that a pentagon. This shape here has 8 sides, so we call it an octagon. Notice oct meaning 8, pent meaning 5. On our next ones here, we have a 6-sided figure, and that is called a hexagon. This is an open figure. So cannot be classified as a polygon because it's not closed. If you noticed up here, it says a polygon is a closed plane figure. This one is not closed. It's considered just open. So you'd call it an open figure. And then this is a quadrilateral, and that has 4 sides. We've actually talked about quadrilaterals before. Now, another thing you can do to classify polygons is there can be regular or irregular. So a regular polygon has sides of equal length and angles of equal measure. So here, this is a triangle because it has how many sides? 1, 2, 3. It is also a regular polygon because all the sides are 3 inches long and all the angles are 60 inches. So each side is 3 inches long, each angle is 60 inches. So it's also regular. Okay, so now let's look at your assignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each polygon and tell if it appears to be regular or irregular. So here we have a polygon. Let's count the sides. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So a 4-sided figure. And if we look up here, which shape has the 4 sides? A quadrilateral. So I'm going to type that here. And the spelling is right there if you have trouble. Write a quadrilateral. And now, is this regular or irregular? Well, if I look at it, it says a regular polygon has sides of equal length and angles of equal measure. Well, are all the sides on this shape equal? No. So it's not. It's irregular. Okay? Let's look at this one. How many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, what is a 6-sided figure? A 6-sided figure, if I look up here at my chart, is a hexagon. So I'm going to type that in. And then, is this regular or irregular? Well, again, are all the sides the same length? They are all the same length. Are all the angles the same? Yes. So we would say this shape is regular. It's a regular polygon. Okay, let's look at the next one. Count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I know a 5-sided figure. If I look up here, 5 sides is a pentagon. And is this one regular? Well, some of the sides are not all the same length, so it is irregular. And then finally, we have this shape. It has 3 sides, and you probably don't need to look at a chart, but a 3-sided figure is called a triangle. So I'm going to type that in, triangle. And is this regular or irregular? Well, all the sides look to be the same length. All the angles look the same. So I'm going to say that this is regular. Okay, so now coming down to this last one. It says Shakira sorted shapes into 2 different groups. Use geometric terms to describe how she sorted the shapes. Well, I'm noticing that these are all, what do we notice about all the shapes here? They all have a missing little spot. So if they have a missing part, what do we call that? An open figure. So those are all open. Group A are all open figures. And so what's the opposite of that? Well, these are closed. And group figures, sorry. And group B are all closed. Okay. So now let's look at our next page. We have, so again, you're just classifying the polygons. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. And we know an 8-sided figure is an octagon. So it is an octagon. And is this regular or irregular? Well, they all look the same size, and I see the angles look the same, so that is regular. This one here, how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4. I know a 4-sided figure is a quadrilateral. And is this regular? Well, not all the sides are the same length, so this is irregular. And then this one, let's classify the polygon 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is a 4-sided figure, which is a quadrilateral. And what are the, now name the vertices. They didn't talk about that in the last one, but just these, where the two lines come together is a vertex. So we have vertex H, T, E, and B. So H, T, E, B. Those are the vertices. Okay. Now, which one of these has 8 sides? A quadrilateral has 4, a pentagon has 5, a hexagon has 6, and an octagon has 8. So that one is octagon. And finally, our last thing here, it says draw one regular and one irregular polygon. Then explain why it is regular or irregular. So up here, you can see you have a little drawing tool. And if you go on polyline, that's the one you want to pick, then you can draw a shape. And so I'm going to draw, well, it has to have all equal lengths. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 1, 2, and you can stop when you get to the end. 3, 4, and try to close it off. And there's our regular shape. And then I'm going to draw something irregular. Again, I'm going to go back up here to my polyline. And I'm going to draw something, whoops. Oh, I think I unselected it, but make sure polyline. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it doesn't have to, okay. So there's my 2 shapes. And then it says this is regular because all sides are the same length. And are equal. So all sides are the same length and all angles are equal. And this is irregular because sides are not the same length. And the angles are not equal. Okay, so there's lesson 5.1, polygons.